Welcome to a Starter and a Chaser podcast with your hosts, Joe Clarke and Jon Passow.
You never truly own beer. You just rent it for a while because... Oh, hey, welcome to another episode of a Starter and a Chaser podcast where we review one whiskey and one beer. I'm Professional Brewer, Jon Passow.
I'm Whiskey Connoisseur, Joe Clarke.
And for the starter today, what do we have, Joe?
Well, I noticed we have car-themed t-shirts on.
Yes.
Yay me. So we have Smooth Ambler Old Scout Single Barrel Select. It is a 13-year.
And for the chaser, we have Foster's Italian for beer.
Nice.
Right,
Wait, it's Australian, dude.
Well,
whatever.
Nobody's
like
watching.
it anyways.
So, for the starter, tell us about Old Scout.
It is a Smooth Ambler Spirits product, started in 2009 in Green Brewer, if I'm saying that correctly. Green, B-R-I-E-R County, West Virginia. It is Old Scout single barrel. Now, they're single barrels like this. They have like a 9-year-old in the past, 10-year, 13-year, and they do source them from other places. This one here is 54.2% of George Dickel juice. So, yeah,
54.2% of the juice or 54.2%?
No, it is 54.2% alcohol
Just
volume.
want to make sure.
And it is a George Dickel source juice.
I do enjoy the George Dickel 13.
Yeah,
so
you do. And 13.
Yeah, I'm curious about this one. So we do have it poured here.
Yep. Let's take a look at it, man. It's a nice dark one.
What are you seeing, Joe? Describe that for our viewers and listeners.
It's pretty oily, man. That's a thick drink. That's a really, really thick drink. It takes a long time for the legs to form. You really see the oil on this one. I mean, that's like motor oil coated inside the glass there.
That may be the thickest drink I think I've had in my glass on this podcast. And it's got a kind of an amber, light amber hue to it.
Sure.
I would say.
Coppery, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty generic color to it, which is not a bad thing.
No.
You know, yeah.
But your typical whiskey color.
This is a musty one.
Ooh,
on the nose.
Musty.
Mm-hmm.
Like dank basement musty, like wet dog musty. What would you describe?
I don't know if that's all pleasing. Kind of like a dank basement kind of must to it. It's weird. It is definitely a weird smell to pull off. And this isn't like your normal other Tennessee whiskey, okay? As John sneezes it out. But,
so I got the COVID.
Oh, God.
Sorry, folks.
But, it's not like your Jack Daniels or anything like that, which Jack Daniels kind of more smells like a bourbonish type drink and a little sweeter on the nose. This is like stands out on its own. They're George Dickel products, man. They really do. I think you actually have. There's a 13-year bib right there, and they're very different from any of the American whiskeys, especially at that region there. But you do get kind of like a little fruity,
if that's an environmental,
right?
thing,
It'd be interesting to see.
Locale issue or not issue, feature.
Yeah, maybe height. See where it's sitting at, or
Shall we dive in?
Let's just dive into this.
All right. Roast. Musty. Mm-hmm. That musty comes right through on the back end.
It's weird. That's the only way I can explain that. Kind of mossy, musty.
Dank basement. I would go with dank basement.
Not chewy, but kind of hairy on the back end. You know what I mean?
Hairy?
Like that musty, mossy kind of smell and taste to it. Kind of makes it just in my brain seem kind of like just a hairy back end to it. You know, I don't understand how. I don't know.
Well, Joe kind of comes back to reality here. We lost him for a bit.
On second pour, you still get some of that must through. I'm going to say this, at 54.2%, it is not very hot at all. It actually drinks pretty smooth. Yeah.
I get a little heat on the back end, but like a typical whiskey heat, not a high proof.
Yeah.
Caramel, which goes into the finish as well. I get a little bit more barrel notes as time goes on.
Yeah.
A little vanilla, a little bit of the char from the barrel.
Some people say pickle juice on this, I hear.
Hell no.
I don't ever pull that out of this.
No.
I think they're maybe mixing the mustiness with a pickle, maybe taste
dill.
to it.
I bet you they're going with from musty to making a connection to dill. I bet you that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That could be it.
Yeah.
The mustiness really gets dialed back the more you drink this and the more your palate gets acclimated to it. And I don't feel like mustiness in this case is off-putting. It's not.
No, it's cool.
I've had whiskeys before where the mustiness comes off old and oxidized, and that isn't the case here.
No.
This is like
actually quite. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Actually, get a lot of corn on this. Kind of like a cooked kind of corn to it. Not a popcorn, like a cooked corn. Corn on a cob kind of thing.
I do get a little corn, but I get more kind of like diacetyl butterscotch than I do corn, but I do get a little bit of that cooked corn. Typically, that cooked corn and diacetyl can be an off flavor in beer. Whiskey, that's not the case though.
Right, okay.
This is enjoyable. This is actually kind of cool. Now,
it's a nice sipper.
Old Scout, do you know the correlation? Is it like Old Boy Scout, Scoutmaster? Is it from the horse that's on the label? Do you know what the origins of that are?
No, I don't. I never did a lot of research on that, John. Forgive me for that. If you guys know, please comment down below. That'd be very interesting to know.
Be sure to hit the subscribe button while you're down there too, please.
I really enjoy their single barrel select bottles because they're all extremely different. They're all very well picked. And this one to me, I'm going to tell you guys, every time I drink this, I pull something different out of it. I almost feel like this transforms with the longer it's been open. It seems like a different whiskey. Other than the tie of the mustiness to it, the other flavors always change on my palate. I don't understand it.
I will agree with that. While it doesn't dramatically change every sip that I have, it does change every sip that I have, though. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of different and changes from the norm, we're usually doing a lot of craft beer reviews here on the show. Today, we're going to do micro, and we will take a short break and be back. Or today, we're going to do macro, and we are going to take a short break and be back with the Chaser.
All right. See you guys in a second.
And we are back with the Chaser.
Oh, yeah.
Foster's. So Foster's, it was first originally brewed in 1889 in Melbourne, Australia. Since then, it has been bought out by Anheuser-Busch InBev, and it is brewed in Texas.
You serious, Clarke?
Yeah. I am serious. And it is, it's actually, nobody in Australia drinks it. I mean, and I've got a bunch of Australian friends, and I can confirm that nobody really drinks it in Australia.
It's hard to find. Australian.
Yeah.
And during his interview, one of his sentences to me before he even let me talk was, and no, I don't drink Foster's.
So there you go. An Australian started product that moved to the UK and thus the US eventually. Of
course.
And got bought out by now a Belgian owned company, and it's brewed in Texas. So it is classified as an American adjunct lager. It's 5% ABV. I don't actually have any IBU notes on this one, but it comes in one big ass can. So because of that, I busted out my big ass glass.
But John gave me this one. I don't know what he's trying to tell me, but
shorter. Oh, listen to that crack. Here we go, Joe.
Give me a man, bear, pig pour on this one.
Kids pour. Here's your kitty glass.
That's good, man. You don't gotta get crazy with that.
And since I got the big
Look at that. Oh, it actually has that head on it like a commercial. Look at that. Nice head, though. Everybody likes a good head. Look at that. You get the big tall glass. That's a man's mirror right there. Look at that pour.
Corn yellow, clear as day.
This food coloring.
Long. No, we can't be too down on the product. We haven't even had it yet. It could be good.
You're gonna have to snort that.
What are you smelling on that, Joe?
Beer.
It smells like a
your
wallaby.
typical American macro 5%. I don't even know the percent. 5%
5%.
ABV beer. Grainy.
Okay.
Just kind of, I mean, that's it. It's like, that's all. How I can describe beers like this is that typical American macro beer.
And
smell.
That's actually what this is your typical American macro beer.
What do you
but
mean?
I gotta give him props, man. Look at that head.
Yeah, it does stick around.
It's sticking around.
Mine isn't as big, but neither is the glass. But it's how you use it.
It's how you use it. Well, Prost.
Cheers. Did you get enough?
Nope.
I get notes of water.
I was just gonna say I don't taste anything.
Nothing.
That
Seriously.
okay, that's fucking weird.
It's carbonated water.
There is a hint of
Something.
it's just a hint of like rice.
Hey.
There's something there. It is like I'm struggling to find it.
I'll tell you what. It's in there.
It's in there.
That would be a perfect commercial for that. Foster's. It's in there. What? We don't know.
But it's in there.
It's in there.
There is a slight corn syrup sweetness that I get mid-palate. There is some lingering hops on the back of my tongue, but it is like 5 IBUs of hops. I mean, it's like they took a hop and said, you know what, no, we're going to cut this in half. And then they threw it in there.
You remember Goodfellas when they were slicing the garlic?
Yeah.
That's all they were like.
There's your hop. Yeah.
In a big vat.
Wow.
I know we don't like to do this during an episode, but can I make a comparison?
Yeah.
Natter Days, you might have won.
No.
I think so.
I couldn't finish my Natter Days. I could finish this because it's
like
water.
water.
It's just hydrating.
Fair
Whereas that was like sucking down a corn syrup laden strawberry lemonade.
This is carbonation heavy.
It is very carbonation heavy. It goes down smooth. Actually, compared to, we're going to do another comparison now.
Miller.
Compared to Miller, the Champagne of beers.
I love you just said that because I say the same thing. It's got a G in it.
Budweiser or Heineken. This is really carbonated. Excuse me.
I would drink this over Budweiser, actually.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is drinkable. It's not skunky. It's not terrible. Does it have flavor? No. Does it taste terrible? No.
There's really nothing to it, actually. So, yeah, I agree with you on that. Okay.
That being said, like my friend Sarah from
Hero to a Zero,
North
guys.
Spur Brewing Company would say, don't be a drongo, drink good beer. And that is not good beer. So, okay, we're back on track here,
let's
guys.
get back on
track. Smooth Ambler, final thoughts.
I like it. It's a great drink. This isn't their normal product. This is one of their single barrel selects, which is a source juice, and this is a George Dickel 13-year. Being that said, I always enjoy a lot of their offerings. This is a weird one for me in a good way because every time I open this bottle back up and pour it, I'm getting something else out of it, and something else. It transforms a lot with air, and it's very interesting. But the one note that always stays with it is that mustiness. I'm going to say I definitely recommend this if you can find one, especially if you're a George Dickel fan. Fantastic product. Very smooth, easy to drink, no alcohol bite. Love it.
Yeah, and for me, it does have that mustiness, but it's not off-putting. And while it's not as dynamic as a drink with the flavor shifts as Joe's describing for my palate, it does change every sip that I took. And that is always just a wonderful experience because every time it's something new and it just keeps your attention. And I really appreciate that about it. And plus, it's what, cask strength? Yeah, cask strength. And for being cask strength, it was not terribly hot. And it was very drinkable.
Yeah.
Great product. If you find it, pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Flostus. Smells like wallaby.
It smells like water.
That's not a glass. This is a glass.
That's from that's
Crocodile
not a knife. That's them. No, man, I just not my thing. If I didn't have anything to drink and somebody offered me this, I'd probably, this is the beers that always shun me off of drinking beer. I'm just not a fan. Just not my thing, guys, really, honestly.
In all honesty, this is really super drinkable for me. It's not off-putting. Would I go and seek it out at a bar? No, but if I'm over at a big party and all they got is Budweiser and they've got some Fosters and they don't have any craft, I'm going to go for the Fosters. I'm shocked that I'm saying that, but I wouldn't seek it out. If it was handed to me, I'll drink it.
Nice. Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Makes sense. Well, guys, what do you think about this? Smooth Ambler, Old Scout. What do you think about Fossa?
Do you think I'm way off base here?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. I know Joe thinks I'm way off base.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know. Remember to subscribe. Ding that bell to get notifications for future episodes.
Listen to us on all the podcasting networks.
Yep. See all the links down below for the podcasting networks.
Sign up for Patreon for exclusive content, bumper stickers, and eventually shirts.
Ooh, bumper stickers.
Yeah, I like bumper stickers.
And they're good bumper stickers, UV resistant.
And unlike beer, you don't rent a bumper sticker, you own it.
Yes, you do.
We will catch you next week.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Now, what were we talking about before?
Well, renting beer.
Do you rent beer? What do you mean by that? Is it because it doesn't stay with you the whole time?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, I got you.